welcome to Virtual Congress website. This time we're on phone, not online, on phone. The subject this week is going to be Charles Langworthy, the candidate for the Republicans. Charles Langworthy, he's just plain an illiterate Republican. And the issue is his lack of qualifications for a Republican candidate for the legislative branch of Congress 2020. Langley claims to be a constitutionalist, but he doesn't know how to articulate constitutional clauses for war strategy. Watch this clip.
Hello, welcome back to Live with Michael Blooming Jr. Today we have Charles Langworthy with us. He's running for U.S. Congress in Michigan District 9. I've interviewed candidates all over the country on Live with Michael Blooming Jr. It's great to have Charles on. I've also interviewed Tom Norton, who's running in Michigan, also Steve Young. And it's just so great to have people that are fighting. I was actually in Michigan before I worked for the Diocese of Lansing. I was in Lansing for about 4 or 5 months in 2016. I did a lot of golfing up there, so that was fun. It's a nice area. So it's nice to have you on the show today, Charles. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Michael, for having me on.
So why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about your background and who you are?
Well, I served in the Navy for 10 months, and I was injured in a training accident, and I was honorably discharged due to conditions related to my knee injury. I came out of the service. I worked a few jobs. My injuries prevented me from, holding more gainful employment until I decided to become a realtor a few years back. And I went about becoming a realtor, and I did pretty good for myself for a little while. And I've been just trying to be a family man here and doing the best I can. And I've always just seen that the system is corrupt, and that is one of the reasons why I'm running. Because there's a lot of corruption out there preventing everybody from being the best people they can be.
Absolutely. It takes as you know, this is a grassroots campaign that most of us are running. That's why I started the podcast here. And I also have a live radio show, the Michael and Chauncey Show, that airs every Tuesday and Thursday. Would love to get you on there as well. The thing about it is that we have to fight. We have to move forward. We need donations. We need volunteers. What's your grassroots plan? What are some of the things you're doing to try to win back the House in 2020? And who's your incumbent? Who are you facing there in Michigan?
I'm facing Andy Levin. He just proposed the New Way Forward Act, which I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with that, but the New Way Forward Act is a total reconstruction of our immigration system to where they will actually go and find deported criminals that had spent time in U.S. prisons, and they will go find them down in Guatemala, wherever they are, in whatever country that they were deported back to, and they will bring them here on U.S. taxpayer funds. Now, these are people that were in jail for armed robbery, assault. It doesn't matter what they were in jail for. Child molesters. It blows my mind that they would even propose such legislation.
Yeah, that's a huge problem that we're facing. And, this is the thing. We need sensible politicians and legislators in U.S. Congress that are going to do the right thing. What are some of the strategies that, how long have you been in the race and when's your primary? Why don't you give some of the demographics about your district and what's the climate today moving forward?
Absolutely. My district is a blue-collar district. It's southern Macomb and Oakland counties in the greater metropolitan Detroit area. It borders the city of Detroit. So everybody is hardworking. These are people that had worked on the assembly lines since the assembly line began. They're all a lot of them are part of the UAW, which has been really taken back by the NAFTA and the USMCA, which is starting to help bring back jobs to the greater Detroit area. Everybody worked on the line. Nowadays, it's hard to find somebody who worked on the assembly line. When I was a kid, everybody had a brother, uncle, a dad, somebody who worked on the line. Now you got to go through 2-3 degrees of separation to be able to find somebody who works for Ford, GM, or Chrysler on the line. Everybody seems to be, very hardworking, very family-oriented people in the 9th District.
Yeah, really interesting. I saw that up there. You have Flint, Michigan. You have the water problem up there. A lot of these problems still aren't solved. People aren't talking about them, but there are a lot of technical jobs. You know, the automotive industry has changed. President Trump has done a great job to keep manufacturing in the United States and try to stop offshoring and outsourcing, and putting America first. What's your position on that, and what are you going to work to do to bring some of those manufacturing jobs and get the training that's necessary to fill those gaps?
Absolutely. What I want to do is get back to being able to let people start their own businesses. You know, there's the automotive suppliers. You got your tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 suppliers, all of which supply the big three and supply each other. Well, as of right now, a lot of them have been shipped overseas. I would like to see more startup companies and giving tax breaks to individuals that want to create businesses and more manufacturing. That was one way to start to bring back manufacturing, especially into America, but especially into the Ninth District. There's a lot of small businesses in the Ninth District. You know, everybody seems to. It's hard to describe the Ninth District because it's very unique. It's every town USA. You know, we have our problems and we have our solutions, and we have a real strong sense of community. And you know, it's a very diverse district. You know, we have a lot of African Americans, a lot of Caucasians. We have a lot of Middle Easterners, especially the Chaldean community, and they work very hard. Everybody works very hard, and we all get together pretty good. You know, you see these problems across the nation of these social justice warriors, Antifa, stuff like that. That stuff really doesn't happen in the Ninth District because everybody in the Ninth District seems to at least put that stuff aside, and we all look at each other as human beings. And that's kind of one thing that the Ninth District can shine upon to other areas of the country, is a sense of community.
You see what I'm talking about? Charles Langley hasn't a clue about any of this stuff. He just wants to be in Congress, like most of them do. They're looking for a check, and they're looking for honor for themselves. You know, because he talks about corruption, but he has no clue how to stop it. You need to know what the corruption is and how to stop it. You just can't sit up there and talk about somebody like what he says about Andy's plan, you know, with the Mexicans. How do you stop it? We already know about that. You know, I get sick of that. People running for the offices and they talk about other people, but don't say what they would do. Now, he claims the Ninth District is every town USA. Oh, come on. Some diverse community, and, you know, we have a problem and all this saying there is a really strong sense of community. I heard him say that, but that something is not true. You know, you got to look at what he said. He's talking about the African Americans and the Caucasians, but then he says the Middle Easterners and especially the Chaldeans. What's so special about the Chaldeans? They just over here under the United Nations international immigration to make money. All of the blacks and the whites with their little gas stations and convenience stores, they're not really a part of the community. What is he talking about? Here's what I'm saying. He's just as bad as Andy. Andy, he fronts for the Muslims. Now you got a Langworthy coming up here. He's gonna be fronting for the Chaldeans. And I just really didn't appreciate it because he didn't say anything about what happened to the African American voters when they did ranked choice voting. It's terrible. Ranked choice voting throws out the little numbers. That was their problem. They don't have enough people to be elected to these seats. So the best way to do that would be district-style ward voting. No, they didn't want to do that. The East Point City Council and that new little dirty black mayor, they went and got the Department of Justice to make people do ranked choice voting. And went to court and the judge backed it up. And in the end, the black people got thrown out of it. They didn't win nothing. So what is, I don't know what language we're talking about. He needs to get his doggone act together, because I know that the Republicans are trying to reach out to the African American community, but he's the wrong one to do that. I can tell you that right now. Oh, it's a few other things, that I could say. But that is what I think about him. And because there's a lot of issues that's overtaking the United States, like C-19. Didn't say a word about C-19. He doesn't even know how it began 60 years ago. You got to be able to know the history of this country, and so you'll know what the future's gonna be. You know, if you don't know the history of America, then you don't know what the future gonna be. And so therefore, I say Langworthy is not fitting to be in Congress, because right now we got to hit the ground running with the truth now. You need to know all these things. And one of the reasons that I'm not going to be involved this time, I'm going to wait till 2022, is because I don't want these real issues to get confused with all this presidential election and the COVID-19 and the ranked choice voting and the signatures shut down. People got a lot of things to say about the signatures that he got too, but I can't attest to that. What I can attest to, from what I've heard from Charles Langworthy, he's not fitting. So if you're not going to be better than your opponent, then you shouldn't be trying to represent the Republicans. If you're not going to be better, then he's the same as Andy. You might as well just send Andy that. Same story. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got to say about Charles Langworthy. He doesn't even understand about the excess immigration in these filthy UN countries, that started the diseases in America. He don't know nothing. All he talking about, he just want to go to Congress with this little jazz conversation he got, and I'm just not going to buy it. So that's what I got to say today, concerning Charles Langworthy, his bid to go to Congress for 2020. Don't count on me. There are a lot of things in America that's happening right now that's sneaking by our faces. I heard it's up to according to the leaders of the traffic, they're saying it's about 700,000 people calling themselves Mormon or Mormish or more and sovereign citizens. And they're trying to take over the federal highways. Now, they say that they're better than us and that they don't have to abide by the laws that we abide by. So I can talk all I want. This in the Southern Poverty Law Center, they were the ones who putting out the most stuff on, saying that they're going to take over. And I say no. So I can talk all I want, but 9% of you people out there in that audience, you're going to have your license and registration insurance out, because you know damn well what's going to happen. Well, that 1% of the people say it doesn't apply to them. No, I'm Mormish, or I'm a Moor, and I'm a diplomat, or I'm sovereign. And then they throw it on God. I don't know if you saw that Gangsters of the Constitution show where the guy says he only listened to God, that God gave him dominion over everything. Oh, come on, they just go too far. And Congress is working on it. Oh, yeah, because the FBI wants them classified as domestic terrorists. Because what they do is terrorism. They terrorize the police. They deliberately set up situation to get the police to stop them. Or a couple of times the police have got shot to death, from them setting them up. So I say to you, if they want to be Mormon or Moorish or whatever they say, a sovereign, there should be a federal license for them. Because when the police pulled them over, they said, well, oh, I'm not driving, I'm traveling, and travelers, blah, blah, blah. Then they have all these Supreme Court cases that we don't know what it was really involved in, and they try to get the police to do that. And the only way the police can deal with them, they just have, excuse me, just beat somebody's butt. That's what they have to do. They won't get out that car. They will disrespect the police. We can't do that, and we're not going to do it either, because we rather just go and follow the law. Okay, you're driving suspended license. You know what to do. But see, what they do when they get their license suspended, that's when they become more or Mormonish or sovereign. And when the police run their name, when they finally get their name, they find out that all this stuff is revoked anyway. So that's why they do that. So the American citizens, we're not that stupid. And there's too many of them now. We don't look up, and they'll be just like one of these diseases. Be about 5 or 6 million of them, and we won't be able to control them. So Congress is working on a solution for that. And I say, if you want to declare all of that, you need a national license. And it should not be cheap, because you want to go in every state of this union and just violate all the laws. No license, no registration, no insurance. And if you run the stop sign, so what? You just do what you want to do on the road and go talking about, well, this is a private vehicle and a private automobile, and I'm not for hire. All this crap. You know what I'm saying, that they be doing. So you guys saw those 2 clips, and I advise you to go on your little phone and Google sovereign citizens and watch some of this stuff and see, should not we as a public start stopping that? Get right with the Congress people now that's trying to stop it. Get with the FBI, because like I say, something like this, it's already mushroomed to almost 1 million people. So we can't just have that going on. And that was one of the things that I was looking at with Charles Langworthy. Out of all of the stuff that Congress is working on, he didn't say none of it. Everything he said, he really should be running for state representative, talking about the roads and all that. That ain't got nothing to do with Congress. That's a state issue. Congress got a whole lot of stuff, like how they going to get rid of excess immigration. That's what's causing the coronavirus. Oh, it's a whole lot. You're going to be finding out, But this week's show, I'm going to wrap up this week's show. You just saw... You saw Langworthy's little dissertation, whatever it was, and he's not a constitution when you hear that. And then you saw another big problem that's coming our way. We got almost 1 million people on the road who want to take over the road and make us do all the paying for. It's kind of like a violation of Amendment 13. They want us to be in servitude to them. Oh, yeah, that's what Amendment 13 is. It says there shall be no slavery or servitude in the United States. Oh, yeah, well, you hear them, just listen to them enough, and if you don't feel like you're in servitude, then something wrong with you, because that's exactly what they be saying when they say they're private and we pay for it. So that's what I gotta say. Charles Langworthy, he needs to drop. He can't drop out because I think he's the only one. But as far as I'm concerned, they might well just send Andy on back. Because Langworthy is the same thing, and I would be very, very upset to see a Republican getting in there and doing the same mess. And then he doesn't have the qualifications. No. He missed 2 doggone many things that Congress is working on that's extremely important. And the fact that he's talking about especially Chaldeans, that's where all the stuff come from. When they started bringing all them people from all over the world, from all these filthy countries, that's because America used to be disease-free. For about 40 years, nobody got sick. Didn't start getting sick until they start dragging all these different people in these filthy United Nations countries here. And now they don't know how to stop it. And he hasn't said anything about it. He don't know. He's trying to help these nasty people. Talking about the Chaldeans, especially them. And these people over here to make some money. Any of these convenience stores you go into, or most of the supermarkets and gas stations, it be some of them foreigners over here trying to make some money off of the white and the black people. And I advise the white people and the black people to start thinking, get together and see what's happening to you, because that's how they're being disinherited. That's how it's happening. And you got somebody like Charles Langworthy, shoot you him, you'll be continue to be disinherited, because I'm not going to get back in until 2020, 2022. Because I'm not going to be bothered with all this mess they're doing with the corona and the ranked choice voting and the presidential election and can't get signatures. I'm not going to be bothered with all that. So anyway, it's Christine Timmon signing off, and it's unfortunate, that the Republicans don't have anybody so far to speak for them except Charles Langworthy. What a waste of a candidate as far as I'm concerned. So that's it until next week.